Hello guys, it is the morning after the London Triathlon 2022. Now, I didn't quite have enough energy to get this video up yesterday and to chat to the camera because I was absolutely wiped. But let's go through, let's talk all about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was a pretty incredible day. The atmosphere at the race was absolutely amazing. I've never seen so many people out there to support, and it turned out to be a significantly more competitive field than it has been in years past. I was running a little bit late yesterday morning, so we got there at half an hour later than I expected because I am not very good at planning things and making sure we leave on time, but made it there with plenty of time, got everything set up, got everything, all ready to go into the wetsuit with kind of plenty of time to get down to the start line with my wave. So crisis avoided, that was a close one. Yesterday I competed in the British Triathlon Age Group European Championship qualifiers. So the field was incredibly tough, and I think that showed throughout the race. So first up onto the swim, and as soon as the gun went, it was incredibly fast. Everyone was really fighting and being not physical in a bad way, but really kind of making sure that they had their space to try and make it into the front pack. Kind of to my surprise, I actually managed to make the front pack for about the first half of the swim. The course is just a out, turn and come back, basically just a big old rectangle, and I managed to stay with the front pack till the first set of turns, but coming into those the pace really started to elevate again, as I think a couple of guys tried to break away going around the turns from the rest of the front pack, which I think they did, so it kind of split up a little bit, but I was put out the back of that, unfortunately, so I ended up coming home pretty much by myself in between the first and second packs, but only dropped about 45 seconds to the lead swimmers from the front pack, which I'm pretty pleased with. I know I've got a little bit more improvement in my swim that I can definitely do, and I've definitely felt that I was giving it a lot of beans yesterday, but I'm so pleased with that, honestly. The caliber of athletes and specifically swimmers yesterday was really, really high. And so to do that and only be 45 seconds off the lead for someone who's not a natural swimmer was really, really good for me. The transition at the London Triathlon always takes forever, especially coming out of the swim, because you have to take your wetsuit off outside, put it in a plastic bag, run up some stairs, do a really big lap of the actual convention hall that it's in, and then finally make it to the bike. And I definitely could have been just a little bit more efficient with that. I definitely lost a little bit of time, but it is what it is, and I wasn't really trying to maximize the amount of time that I saved in that transition. I felt really strong on the bike, and I was very easily able to settle into kind of that sweet spot, almost threshold, zone 3-ish kind of pace, somewhere in that region throughout the whole thing. And I was able to hold that for the whole bike, which I'm really pleased with because that's something I've struggled with before in the past. I'm sure that if I was on a different course, this power and my performance and my aerodynamics would have gotten me a faster time, but if you haven't done the London Triathlon before, there tends to be a lot of congestion because the road really narrows at some points and the surface of the road is quite poor, so you're often having to weave around potholes and other cyclists if you're going at different speeds to them. I think the biggest thing I struggled with on the bike was just keeping my mind focused in. It was very easy to let it wander. It's quite a pretty course. You kind of go into central London, and it was quite hard to really kind of just think about the power, think about pushing on the pedals every time without thinking more about what's happening around you. And that was, something to work on. I'm definitely getting better at it, but I still don't quite have that same level of focus that I do, say, on the turbo, where I'm able to just stare at the power number the whole time and really kind of feel that I'm in the right zone when I'm not looking at it. But nevertheless, it was a great bike time. I thoroughly enjoyed the bike portion of the triathlon, and I know that I've made some significant gains in my training, and I know that I've got some more to come. So if you want to see me develop that bike and really kind of push that TT time, then hit that subscribe button down below. And also, if you're enjoying the video, hit that thumbs up and share it with a friend, as that really helps the channel. Finally now, onto the run, and for anyone who's watched my videos before, you'll know that I struggle with the run much more than any other parts. This time my legs felt pretty alright throughout the whole thing. However, I just wasn't able to kind of turn them over as fast as I wanted, and I couldn't get any faster than about 4:10 per kilometre. They weren't really tired or really heavy or really achy. I just didn't quite have the leg speed in them to start kind of churning over that faster pace and get below that time. So this is definitely something I'm going to have to work on in training going forward. And I know this is something that I can improve on. I've been able to run significantly faster in the past, having broken a 40-minute 10K many times before this. It's just about working on that leg speed and getting back to where I was before I've had recent illness. Overall, I'm really, really pleased with how the London Triathlon went. I think coming back to the same course and doing it year after year really shows the improvements that I've been able to make. And although my time hasn't got much better, I think that I'm a much more competent triathlete overall now. And I know that this being a more competitive field, I learned a lot more than I have in other years. I really think that once my run gets back to where it's been in the past, I'll be a formidable force, and I really can't wait to see that happen. I ended up coming 3rd in my age group and 37th overall, which I am incredibly pleased with. This is a great effort, and even though it was a more competitive field than last year, in my opinion, I ended up coming higher up overall, so I think it just highlights the improvements that I've made. But that's it for this video. I'm going to go and get some more rest as I ache so much after yesterday's triathlon. If you want to see more triathlon videos, then please consider subscribing to the channel, as it really helps us up. And if you enjoyed this one, like I said, hit that like button and share it with another triathlete friend, as that really helps out the channel. That's all for now. I'll see you in the next one.